Hello and welcome to Matters of the Heart, and I am going to be making one of my feel-good desserts, and that is lemon pie. A good lemon meringue pie. I love the acid of it, and so here I have a cup and a fourth of sugar, and then a fourth a cup of flour, and then a half of a fourth a cup of cornstarch, and then some lemon zest. I like to put mine in with the flour. Pie crust already nice and baked up, and have that good and ready to go. And we have our half a cup of lemon juice, a third a cup of water, 4 extra large egg yolks, and then of course your egg whites separated out. And what we're going to do is go ahead and, if you're not using a double boiler, which I am not, you're going to cook this on extremely low heat. So we're going to go ahead and add a little liquid and go ahead and get this started with the third cup of water. And just kind of bring that to a low, slight boil. As you see, as you add your liquid, it's just going to go ahead and start coming together very well. Doesn't take much liquid for it all to kind of mix up. And you just want to mix that very, very well and make sure that there's no lumps and nothing hanging out on the sides of your pan. And add in 1/3 of a cup of water. Go ahead and get that thinned out a little bit more in our pot. And then what you're going to do is go ahead and add your egg yolks kind of one at a time. And be sure and totally, completely whisk those in. And just keep adding until you have all of your egg mixed in there. So your mixture is going to go ahead, and as it's warming up, it's going to start to look a little foamy. You know, it's going to thicken as you're kind of making it, which is what you want. My veteran cooks are aware that custard is a slow-going process. And it really, the constant stirring is just kind of in your favor to prevent any sticking, especially if, like I said, you're not using a double boiler. I've made this enough that I don't have to use a double boiler at this point, but if you're not a person that cooks often, certainly take advantage of using that double boiler to help control the heat so that the custard doesn't go ahead and lump up. So as your mixture starts to thicken up, you want to go ahead and add in your lemon juice. As you can see, I've got some pulp in mine, and there's still some seeds hanging out at the bottom there, so try not to pour those in. You're just going to go ahead and continue to do your constant whisk until your custard gets nice and thick and bubbly. So as your mixture is constantly stirring and thickening, some of you may be thinking, that seems like not enough egg, or a little less sugar that I'm accustomed to. Well, you're right. I cut my recipe, I cut the sugar by about 1/4 of a cup, sometimes even a 1/2 a cup, because I really like mine tart, and it's less sugar. And also, I put 1 less egg. So if you are going to miss that additional egg, you can go ahead and throw that extra egg yolk in there. Like I said, if you're doing large eggs, extra large eggs, you can go ahead and use 4 of those, 5 if you're following a standard traditional recipe. If you're using medium and small eggs, you're definitely going to be using up about 6 of your eggs. So as you can see, this is starting to get thicker. And you're still just going to keep whisking, and like I said, custard is a process. It's not something that just comes together super quickly, so give yourself some time and have some patience and be plenty prepared for all the stirring and whisking. So you see the custard is bubbling and boiling now. It's all nice and thick, and so I'm just going to add 1 cap of vanilla in there, and then just going to throw in about 2 tablespoons of butter. Once it starts to bubble up like that, you can go ahead and remove it from the heat, as it will continue to thicken. So you're just going to go ahead and whisk in your 2 tablespoons of either butter or margarine, whatever it is that you personally like. And it really seems to smooth and even out the custard. As you can see, this is nice and thick and very well set. And then all we have to do is go ahead and pour that into our already prepared pie crust. So after we go ahead and set our pie filling and shell to the side, we're going to go ahead and whip up the meringue. So we have our egg whites, we have about a tablespoon of sugar, teaspoon of vanilla thrown in there, and of course about half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of your cream of tartar to give it that nice silky look to it. And you're just going to go ahead and start blending that. Gone ahead and added that onto our pie filling and the crust. Go ahead and take it pretty close to the edge, as you can see, and then we're just going to go ahead and set this in our preheated oven. I'm going to say go about 350 for, you know, just about 5-10 minutes until the top starts to get golden. And when it's all said and done, you should come out of your oven looking about like this. So you'll have a nice pattern to it. It'll be nice and golden on top. And just kind of let it cool sitting on the pan for a moment. And then after a while, when it's, you know, cool that you can touch it with your hand, go ahead and set it in the refrigerator and let it chill for at least an hour and a half, 2 hours if you like your pie to be served nice and cool. And I hope that you enjoy your lemon meringue pie treat. Of course, this is one of those healthy things that it's healthy for your mind and your spirit, not so much for your waistline. But I hope you enjoy anyway. And be well and be healthy in your heart. And thank you so much for tuning in to these Matters of the Heart videos.